Hi guys, welcome to the video. This is the Resto druid PvP best list. I'm going to be covering what I think is currently best. I'm going to go over an alternative version, and then at the very end I'm going to go over the best list for the upcoming phase. So without further ado, this is what I believe to be the best choice for right now. So let's touch on the weapons. You have the offhand, which is for me Biss, in combination with stats and healing, and we have that damage reduction as well. The mace, I think you could probably juggle between the PvP mace or the C-Tune mace. C-Tune is a little bit kinder on your mana, not so good for stamina, but it also has a whopping amount more healing, but it doesn't have the critical chance that the PvP one does have. Arguably, they're both good. You might even say the C-Tune mace is better, but I value the stamina here, and just on balance of everything else as well, I would probably lean towards the PvP weapon, but I think you can go either and still feel pretty good about things. Enchanted Mushroom, easily the best idol currently available. PvP Trinket, for obvious reasons. The Trinket slot, I still think the best is the Sigil, because of the mana it ends up saving you, but there are also very good options. One option that I think is notably very, very good is, okay, so there is the ruby encrusted brooch. That is one option created by enchanting. Defensive burrs, the best option, absolutely chunky. I've not had the opportunity to use a scarab brooch, but just reading it seems like it would be pretty good. But I still don't think a trinket like that will have as much value as the shapeshifter's sigil. We are going to be going for 4-piece of the PvP set. This gives us the movement speed bonus in feral forms, which is really nice. I think with that bonus, for me, that enables me to not run minor speed, but to give myself a little bit more stamina. You can switch to Thorns if you would prefer that, or there is the spell damage and healing option. I personally wouldn't go that, but I think Thorns is a very good choice along with the stamina. Pure Elementium Band, I really like this. Good variation of stats, best healing available. If you are not able to obtain this, I probably would look at getting Exalted with Nosdarmu, and then maybe pairing that with a different waist. I would look at maybe getting this one because of the Time Worn bonus. But if you can get access to the Elementium Band, I probably would avoid that. We got the STV items, the waist, the neck, the back, the wrist, and the ring. Stamina is absolutely king. And I'm going to be mentioning this probably a few times in this video. Stamina is absolutely huge and has more value as a stat inside of BGs and a few other PvP events. So, and then just in addition to all the chunky gear, I would personally use the 2.5 2-piece to reduce the cooldown of Innovate, which solves our mana issues that we have. So this is a different setup. This is the absolutely chunky setup. The previous setup, it kind of filled the holes that this one actually has. The very first setup that we had really helps with the mana. We're still very chunky, and our healing is reasonable. With this setup, however, we are chunkier than ever, but we are going to have mana issues, unfortunately. But I thought I would just throw this in there as an alternative setup. So as you can see, the difference between the first setup and this setup is I've actually switched out the weapon just to give us a little bit more healing and a little bit more mana just to help with those issues. And obviously with the offhand, we still maintain the 5% damage reduction. But the other pieces that we sort of change back in is just real simple change of putting the PvP items in the shoulder and the foot slots. That gives us a 929 healing bonus, but nothing else really changes. So it's just a case of just being that little bit beefier, a little bit chunkier. Feels kind of good. You get the bonus healing from the set and also the extra healing from the mace, which is kind of nice. We're sitting at 7,000 health. That can be increased further if we was to switch to the PvP weapon, but yeah, just trying to balance it out a little bit more, it's kind of nice. And just bear in mind that this is based on the Night Elf, so Taurens is going to have a happier time seeing their HP fly right up. And then lastly, we're going to go on to the next phase. This is really the exciting part. Now, before I go on to this, just note that some of these items still are probably subject to change, so things could be altered by the time the phase actually comes out. So this is just based on information that I currently know and from what I can see. So really excited about Resto druids here. I'm just going to touch on why with all the gear choices, etc. So weapon choices, Atiash is available. I don't know if it's going to be a case of everybody's going to be walking around with an Atiash. I'm going to assume for this video that we're not going to be able to get our hands on one of these. And to be honest with you, I'm not so sure that's a bad thing. The Hammer of Twisted Never is also very, very nice. But going main hand and offhand gives us two things. It gives us an enchant on the offhand. These are the options: Spirit, Intellect, and Spirit. I'm thinking Spirit is probably just the best option because of Innervates and our tree form. And the other reason why I think this is the best combination is because of the damage reduction inside of PvP. And the stats here are not to be snuffed at either. Enchanted Mushroom is still going to be the best idol. Still going to be using the PvP trinket, though the other trinket slot should be flexible and you should be using it in a flexible way. Shapeshifter's Sigil is still going to be viable. Eye of the Dead is a notable trinket that you might want to get your hands on, but I think the trinket that you absolutely want to put your weight in getting is Warmth of Forgiveness. Restores 6,000 mana. As you can see, that's basically an entire mana pool. Absolutely insane trinket to have. I would definitely be going for that for myself. Absolutely insane. Shoulder enchant from Naxxramas. You can choose from two, in my opinion. There is the Scourge, the Fortitude of the Scourge, 16 stamina, 7 defense, or you can go 31 healing and 5 MP5. That is up for debate. You can choose what you want. I personally am probably going to go with the stamina. Other enchants that I would go for, you can keep the 7 stamina, or you can go 10 damage in healing, or 20 in thorns damage. What else is there to touch upon? Okay, living stats. Fire resistance on your cloak. You can go healing or stamina on your bracers, healing on your gloves. ZG enchants on your head and legs are still bis. But this is the exciting part, is the bonuses that you can conjure up together. So this is what I would look at going. 2-piece of 2.5. I would look at going 2-piece of tier 3. And also, in addition to this phase, is the shoulder enchant, which grants you another bonus of a set that's currently available. Notable bonuses that you could go for is the innovate, where you cast it on a friend, you will get it as well. You can also gain the bonus where if you crit, you gain dream state, which is going to help your mana. But for me personally, I think the best bonus to go for is actually 2.5's fourth bonus. Your critical heals with healing touch, with growth and nourish, instantly heal the target for another 50%. That is absolutely huge. So, just to cover and summarize everything that you will have with this setup. You have a whopping 10% crit, 60% with talents, 60% of 60% of your crits is going to benefit your fourth bonus here massively. The fourth bonus in itself is really going to bolster your healing potential. The 2.5 second bonus is going to hopefully solve mana issues, and your issues would definitely be solved if you get the 6,000 mana use trinket. The tier 3 bonus, Life Bloom, now has a 100% chance to heal the target for one application of its dispel amount each time the target takes damage. That seems absolutely broken to me. So one stack of your Life Bloom, when it blooms, oh wait, hold on, let me read this again. Oh, it's dispel amount. So when it blooms or is dispelled, that is the amount that is going to heal, if I understand that correctly. So that's somewhere in the region between 500 and 800 healing. That to me seems pretty darn good. So you have this bonus alongside the bonus of the PvP set as well. So we have like 4 bonuses going on, all of which is one, going to bolster your healing, bolster your mana, and you're still pretty darn chunky whilst being able to do all those things. So to me, playing Resto Druid in this phase is going to be bonkers. Anyway guys, I hope this was helpful. Feel free to leave a comment or questions down below, and see you guys in the next one.